What is your teaching philosophy?
My teaching philosophy is to start by asking questions that hopefully get the person to come to a new conclusion on their own. This way, they feel ownership over the learning rather than feeling micromanaged. For example, in my last role, I was editing an article written by a copywriter I managed. The story didn't have a clear focus or hook. In a one-on-one meeting, I asked her what she thought was the main point of the article if she had to sum it up in a sentence. From there, I asked if she thought the focus was clear in the article. She didn't think it was clear, and instead thought she should rework her introduction and conclusion. As a result, the article improved, and my direct report learned a valuable writing lesson that she carried into her future work.
What are your greatest weaknesses?
I'm naturally an introvert. From my first job out of college, I tend to do well with little supervision and a high degree of independence. After being assigned to a team that needed to give monthly progress updates, I knew I owed it to my teammates and myself to learn how to collaborate better with others. I took an online course on improving communication skills and learned how to reach out to my teammates with more confidence and also how to brush up on presentation skills so that I felt more relaxed when it was my turn to deliver a monthly presentation. I'm never going to be the most vocal person in a meeting, but I can definitely contribute to any conversation and be an effective team player.
What can you bring to the company?
My problem-solving abilities allow me to work well under pressure. In a previous position, I was responsible for organizing our company's annual conference. This involved renting a meeting space and hiring caterers, scheduling speakers and arranging for technical equipment, as well as coordinating travel arrangements for out-of-town attendees from our other office branches. There were often cancellations and equipment mishaps, and it was my job to find replacements and make sure the conference ran smoothly so no one was aware of any behind-the-scenes challenges. I will bring the same attention to detail and problem-solving skills to the position here at ABC Company.
How do you handle conflict at work?
I was working as an IT project manager, and one employee was constantly late finishing tasks. When I approached him about it, he got defensive, so I kept calm and acknowledged that the deadlines were challenging and asked how I could help him meet expectations. He told me that he had been pulled into another project, so I met with the other project manager and we came to a resolution that lightened the technician's workload. For the remainder of the project, the technician delivered great work. I learned that you don't always know what others are experiencing, and by keeping that in mind, you can better navigate conflict and be a more helpful and supportive colleague.
How do you work under pressure?
Throughout my career, I've discovered how to embrace working under pressure. I find that routine can make us complacent, so I try to look for challenges that push me to grow. One time, I was supposed to deliver a project to a client in 5 days. A colleague who was working with another client had the same deadline, but he had to take a leave of absence due to personal reasons. I was asked to take up both projects at the same time. While I felt an initial sense of panic, I came up with a very detailed time management plan and found new ways to boost my efficiency that enabled me to deliver both projects on time.
What are your greatest strengths?
I've always been a natural leader and worked well in a fast-paced environment. I've exceeded my KPIs every quarter and have been promoted twice in the past 5 years. I look back at those successes and know that I wouldn't have reached them if I hadn't built and led teams composed of highly skilled and diverse individuals. I'm proud of my ability to get cross-functional groups on the same page. I've also regularly honed my management skills through 360 reviews and candid sessions with my team, and I know continuing to build my leadership skills is something I want from my next role.
Can you tell me about a difficult work situation and how you overcame it?
My boss had a family emergency and needed to be out of the office for 2 weeks without advance notice. Our biggest client had already made plans to visit our office during that time to hear an ad campaign pitch and was concerned that no one else in the office would be up to speed on the project before the deadline. I scheduled an immediate video call with the client to assure them I could represent my boss's pitch in the meeting. I even made a point of mentioning the client's specific parameters for the campaign. The pitch went ahead as planned, and we won the account.
What does customer service mean to you?
In my experience, good customer service involves taking responsibility when something goes wrong and doing what you can to make it right. For example, on a recent flight, I had pre-ordered my meal only to discover they didn't stock enough of my dish. Instead of simply stating the facts, the flight attendant apologized sincerely and offered me a free drink or premium snack. To me, this apology went a long way in smoothing things over. The freebie was a bonus that made me feel valued as a customer and choose the same airline for my next flight.
What interests you about this role?
The job description mentioned that this role would be responsible for onboarding new employees, as well as compiling and distributing an updated employee handbook. In my current role, I enjoy working with new employees to help them feel welcome and confident in their roles. And I've found that an updated employee handbook can be an excellent resource to help them adapt to company policies, such as rules for hybrid roles, and often helps employees adjust more quickly.
How do your skills align with this role?
I can make anyone feel comfortable in a new environment, which makes me a good fit as a human resources representative. In my previous position, a new employee came to me and told me that she didn't think she was right for the company culture. I took the time to talk with her, and it turned out she had misunderstood a list of volunteer opportunities her manager had emailed as being a very long list of mandatory work she was expected to complete during weekends. I was able to assure her that we did not have any such demands, and she eventually signed up for one of the volunteer positions and loved the experience.
What is your greatest accomplishment?
In my last role, I managed all of the company's social media content. I noticed other brands were experimenting with videos and seeing great engagement from their customers, so I asked my boss if we could do a low-budget test. She agreed, so I produced a video cheaply in-house that drove double the engagement we normally saw on our social channels. It also drove conversions with 30% of viewers visiting our website within a week of seeing the video.
Tell me about yourself and your qualifications.
I've been a bookkeeper for the past 3 years, where I track accounts payable and receivable, as well as oversee payroll. I've been able to find and resolve discrepancies between amounts owed and received, which has ended up saving our company thousands of dollars in underpaid bills. I recently earned my CPA degree and think my experience with bookkeeping and attention to detail would make me a great fit for your open public accountant role.
Where do you think you'll be in 5 years?
Some of my future goals for the next few years include leading a design team in a formal capacity. I'm also excited about the prospect of working with product and event teams on developing streamlined processes, since this is a natural fit with my project management background. I'd also like to further develop my skills in user experience to aid in creating more user-focused designs.
Why do you want to work at this company?
This company is always ahead of tech trends and is constantly looking for ways to improve their products, and that sort of innovative thinking really inspires me. I also appreciate how much this company has given back to the community, especially in efforts to produce more eco-friendly products. I'm always looking for ways to lower my own carbon footprint.
What did you like least about your last position?
While I enjoyed my time learning and growing in my last job, there was a lack of opportunity in the way I wanted to progress in my career. I deeply enjoy being challenged and getting better at what I do, which I understand is a top priority for managers at your organization. That's why I'm excited to continue having conversations about this opportunity.
What are your goals for the future?
I'd like to continue developing my marketing expertise over the next several years. One of the reasons I'm interested in working for a fast-growing startup company is that I'll have the ability to wear many hats and collaborate with a variety of departments. I believe this experience will serve me well in achieving my ultimate goal of someday leading a marketing department.
How do you define success?
I define success as fulfilling the goals and expectations of my role, as well as helping my colleagues achieve their own benchmarks so the company can be successful. In my previous role, success meant exceeding weekly quotas and implementing new processes that increased productivity and decreased the amount of time it took us to complete our tasks.
What makes you unique?
I think what makes me unique is my ability to meet and exceed deadlines without sacrificing accuracy in my work. In my previous role, my manager consistently praised me for completing the quarterly status reports early and with a high level of quality. This allowed me to take on additional responsibilities and eventually led to my promotion.
What do you know about our organization?
I know you started with 4 employees in 1996, but gradually grew in the years since then, mainly due to your total commitment to customer satisfaction and cost reduction. I also know that you plan to increase your turnover by 20% in the next 3 years by going into new markets and geographical territories in South America.
What motivates you?
Making a true difference in the lives of my patients and their families motivates me to strive for excellence in everything I do. I look forward to seeing my patients' reactions when we get a positive outcome that will change their lives forever. That's why I became a nurse and why I'm pursuing a position in pediatrics.
What are your wage expectations?
It is a very difficult question to answer from my position, as my lack of workplace experience prevents me from knowing exactly what the market is for this role. However, it would be a huge career step to work for your organization, and I am sure my skills and determination can be beneficial to the team.
What did you like most about your last position?
My last position was a great entry-level role at a startup agency. Not only was I learning more about marketing, but management was also very transparent, teaching us a great deal about owning a business. It was a collaborative atmosphere, and the team and I worked together on almost every project.
How good are you at handling pressure?
I think pressure helps me stay focused and prioritize things. For example, in my final year of high school, I was pressured to finish the school year with high marks, prepare for college, and keep performing my extracurricular activities at the same time. The pressure helped me organize my tasks and pushed me to succeed on all 3 fronts.
How do you respond to stress or change?
I'm able to stay calm by focusing on the bigger picture first, and then breaking down my projects into smaller tasks. I always start by identifying the ultimate goal I'm trying to achieve. From there, I make a list of short and long-term action items that will get me to my final goal.
Why do you want to work with us?
I want to work for this organization because of its excellent track record in providing quality services and loyalty to both customers and employees. I think your high standards can push me to be better, and your promotion policies can help me have a long and successful career here.
Why should we hire you?
I think I'm a great fit for this job because I'm highly deadline-oriented, and I thrive in a fast-paced work environment. You mentioned that you prefer weekly status updates over monthly updates, and that's something I'm already doing in my current job.
What kind of environment do you expect at our organization?
I am expecting an open space office situation with everyone working separately but also collaborating on various projects. That being said, I'm very flexible and adapt quickly to any work situation.
What is your motivation for doing a good job?
I am motivated by success, as I know how rewarding it can be. I also know it doesn't come overnight, and to have a good career in this industry, I have to work hard every day and gradually improve my skills.
What are your hobbies?
My biggest passion is basketball. A knee injury kept me from trying out for my high school team, but I play as often as I can. I believe sports keep you physically and mentally healthy while instilling discipline in you.
Who do you think are this company's biggest competitors?
As far as I know, Cybersmoke Systems have the biggest share of the market after yours, followed by Hollow Communications. I also noticed a startup named OSB Tech who is quickly gathering market share.
Why are you leaving your current job?
While I value the experience I've gained from my current role, there aren't any opportunities for advancement, and I'd like to continue challenging myself by taking on more responsibilities.
What is your salary range expectation?
My salary expectation is between $60,000 and $80,000, which is the average salary for a candidate with my level of experience in this city. However, I have some flexibility.
Tell me about your work experience.
I have 10 years of experience in personal finance management, and I have assisted 45 repeat clients in increasing their capital by an average of 15% every year.
What are your biggest weaknesses?
I sometimes have difficulties with time management, and I end up spending much of my personal time working or studying. However, this is something that I constantly work on with better results each day.
Are you a team player?
Yes, I am. I have been playing basketball and hockey since age 7, and over the years, I learned that no matter how good you are at something, you need to work with a team that is more than the sum of its parts.
Tell us about yourself.
I was born in New Jersey to a family consisting mostly of teachers. I'm a hardworking individual with a winning mentality, and I always look for creative solutions to difficult challenges.
Are you willing to relocate for work?
I would love to work for you, but unfortunately I can't relocate at this time due to some personal circumstances. However, I would definitely consider it in the future.
How flexible are you regarding overtime?
I'm comfortable with helping out in difficult situations once in a while, but I have some family commitments, and I usually prefer to maintain a healthy work-life balance.
What are your biggest strengths?
I am very good at mathematics and anything numbers related. This is why I started to get into coding, and I'm already a fairly experienced Node.js backend developer.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
5 years from now, I hope to be a successful sales professional working for your company. I believe this job can help me improve my skills and kickstart my career.
Why should we hire you?
I am very good with numbers and have an almost obsessive attention to detail. So I think I'm very well suited for the role of junior accountant at your company.
What are your long-term goals?
My long-term goal is to work in a management position. One of the things that attracted me to your company is the fact that you tend to promote from within.
What is your ideal job?
I always wanted to manage a large company or department and make tough decisions on a daily basis. I think this company can offer me that someday.
What are you passionate about?
As a software developer, I'm passionate about creating efficient products to help people perform better at their jobs.
When can you start?
I can start immediately. I organized my priorities to be sure that, should I get this position, I have the time to do it.
What is your dream job?
I enjoy guiding other team members on projects and making sure everything goes smoothly.
What are your short-term goals?
Over the short term, my main goal is to find a job with great career prospects.
Do you have any questions for us?
Can you tell me what my everyday tasks would be and who would I be reporting to?